Hi, this is Colin Receiver. Today is Thursday, February 13th, and today is one of the last episodes on our series of the power of persuasion. And that fact alone should make you want more. We've reached the last of our 6 principles of persuasion, the powers of persuasion that Dr. Robert Cialdini talks about in his best-selling, multi-million copy-selling books. And this principle is scarcity. Now, studies say that fact alone should make you want more, but unfortunately, this is the last one. And not to discount, probably one of the most important with ways that you can implement in your practice to increase case acceptance, increase the quality of the type of patients that you're attracting to your practice. One of the marketing examples that I gave, I think in the first on this series, was talking about Coke's new formula that they released in 1984. And after doing hundreds of thousands of samplings with all across the country, all different groups, they found that they had a new, sweeter formula that was proven in all of their studies, vast majority, to outperform their original formula. The mistake that they made in their study was that they told people this is the old formula and this is the new formula. And people, by the principle of scarcity, liked the new formula of Coke better because it wasn't available to the general public. They were getting something special that nobody else could. So in the studies, they rated the new formula as tasting better. Now, what happened is when Coke actually announced to the world that, hey, we're releasing this new formula, our original formula is going away, they had a tremendous uproar because people wanted the original formula, because now the original formula was scarce. And of course, you know, the past 30 years, Coke has stayed with the original formula, seeing the error of their ways. But the problem in their consumer testing that they did was that they told people old and new formula. And that is why in all of their testing, people scored the new formula higher. If they had simply told people A and B, I think the results would have been dramatically different. And the fact that they haven't changed their formula in the last 30 years, I think demonstrates very strongly that Coke realized the error of their ways and has adapted since to more sophisticated, more neutral testing. There's another example that Dr. Cialdini talked about on a recent webinar that I was on. And there was a construction company that Dr. Cialdini's business, Influence at Work, worked with. And the construction company was doing free home efficiency audits. And after inspecting the insulation and the weather stripping and the windows and the air tightness of each home, the company told the homeowners how much they could save with the improvements, or how much they were losing by not making the improvements. Homeowners that were presented with the loss mentality, the loss framing, if you will, were 150% more likely to have the work done than those that were just told about the benefits of getting it done. Now, this tells us that people are much, much more motivated by the potential loss than the opportunity of gain when it comes to making decisions in all aspects of their life. Now, how does this apply to dentists? What that tells us is that when you're delivering a case or when you're marketing to patients, out to prospective patients, cold leads, if you will, when you can highlight the potential losses of a patient, rather than simply giving them freebies and illustrating what they could have and the smile of their dreams, et cetera, you're going to have a much higher percentage of respondents than if you're just simply talking about the benefits and how great you are. Dentists should always offer a limited time offer. If you don't have a time limit on what you're offering, why should I act now? If the offer is going to be there in a month or 2 months or 6 months or 12 months, I'm pretty busy today. My kid's sick. I don't really feel like it. It'll be there tomorrow. I should do that tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow comes around. We're all busy. We get into our lives. I got stuff to do tomorrow too. Tomorrow becomes today. Tomorrow becomes today again. Still busy, still busy. Push it back, push it back. 2 weeks down the road, it's probably in the trash can, buried in the bottom of, or at the bottom of a mail pile somewhere, and they've forgotten about you. Everything you do should have a time limit on it. Now, I just got done working with a dentist on a direct mail piece, and the dentist said that he always offers free consultations. And I said, well, why not put a time expiration on it? He said, Colin, I always offer it. I don't want to put a time limit on it. I said, doctor, even if you always offer free consultations, you still have to have a reason for people to act now. Now, you can put a time limit on it, and then if they call outside that time limit, of course, you're still going to offer it. But patients that don't know you, don't know anything about you, you need to compel them into action. And to do that, leverage the principle of scarcity. Put a time limit on it. Put the first 10 people to respond get this free offer. The first 100 people to respond. You listen to radio advertising. They have these contests on the radio. The 17th caller after 9 o'clock wins a prize. The reason they do that is because it works. They don't do it just because it's fun. They do it because it works. So always have an expiration date. It's not an offer if it doesn't have an expiration date. And when you have patients in the chairs, rather telling them about the positive outcomes of what they can do, tell them about what's going to happen if they don't do it. If you're trying to sell a 10-unit veneer case, telling them about the positive aspects of how they'll be able to smile in public and how they'll be more confident and how they'll be able to chew so much better. And all these things are great, but don't let them forget the reason that they're there. They're not there because they're looking for the benefits. They're there because they're tired of the pain that they've been having. That might be a physical pain or it might be a mental pain. It might be they're tired because, they went on a date with somebody and their date, they looked at their smile and they just weren't interested. And that motivated that person to go, hey, if I had a great smile, I might have been able to get that guy or that girl. Or, maybe their daughter just got married and they look back through all the wedding photos and they realized everybody's smiling but me. I want to be able to smile. So you don't let them forget of the pain that they're having when you're trying to close them on whatever kind of treatment you're presenting, whether it's cosmetic or restorative implants, even a simple reline of a denture or a new set of dentures is all going to be based around what you could lose or where you're going to stay if you don't make a change. Einstein said to continue to do the same things and expect a different outcome is insanity. And if that's the way that you're framing things for your patients, is that you're letting them out the door without reminding them that they will have to make a change today, or they're going to continue to feel this emotional loss or physical loss, is what's going to close statistically, as proven by Dr. Cialdini, a higher percentage of your cases.